First, victims of domestic violence often at their most vulnerable when they're trying to escape it. So the last thing they need is to worry about something like losing their job.
And now Cleveland leaders are hoping to take that worry away so survivors can focus on rebuilding their lives. News 5's Olivia Fecto takes a closer look at the emergency resolution that was just proposed in City Council.
Olivia, it's not a brand new idea we're talking about here.
No, it's not, Robin. Danita, Pittsburgh, Chicago, Philadelphia, all of these are cities that already require employers to provide job-protected leave for employees who are trying to deal with the fallout from abuse. A committee will study this issue to consider implementing a citywide policy and consider requiring employers to provide this kind of leave to their employees.
To keep us from leaving, he locked me and my children up in a garage for over 6 months, and no one knew where we were.
20 years ago, Laura Cowan escaped from an abusive home. What came afterward was tough.
Going back and forth in court and things like that in the beginning, and then finding therapy for the children myself.
Cowan is now a domestic violence advocate working with the Cuyahoga Metropolitan Housing Authority. She's happy to hear about a Cleveland City Council resolution that would take a look at job-protected leave for domestic violence victims. According to the resolution, victims miss on average almost 140 hours of work each year as the result of abuse. As many as 60% lose their jobs as a result of that abuse.
Women are working during the day, and nothing's open after 5. So they need to go back and forth to court. They need to see their attorney. They have counseling, or even for their children. They're looking for housing to relocate. And all that takes time. You're taken off from your job.
At a program shelter in Cleveland called Laura's Home, about 40% of clients come from domestic violence situations.
That individual knows where you live, where you work, where your kids are going to school. I mean, that's scary, and you don't feel like you have any control over the situation.
The assistant manager at Laura's Home says losing a job might mean a victim ends up back in an abusive situation.
It's like, oh, well, I don't have any money, I don't have any resources, so I guess I do have to stay in this relationship.
Having a bill like this in place, it's like a FMLA leave in a way of speaking. It can be paid or not paid, but it helps them, and it's job security, that they know they still have their job and they take that time off from work.
Laura Cowan knows firsthand it's important to talk about what's going on.
You can't go through this alone. This thing is bigger than yourself. So to keep it inside and not talk about it at all, you're not helping anyone, especially if you have children involved.
And if 2/3 of City Council votes in favor of this emergency resolution, it would go into effect immediately. Councilman Matt Zone tells me it's expected to be discussed next week at the Public Safety Committee hearing. Olivia Fecto, News 5.